That's right. Whatever you do, do it good. Good morning, everybody. Herb Cepeda calling in from beautiful. Actually, I'm in Lake Norman. We're actually in Lake Norman, North Carolina. There you go. Lake Norman, North Carolina, and that was in honor of letting you know that Express University is almost sold out. So we're going to start off the call by letting you know that if you have not gotten a ticket, and if your team hasn't gotten a ticket, they might be closed out. I would suggest you take advantage of the situation and get your ticket immediately, like today. I know there's a link in the back office of your website, of your Isagenix website, and we also have a link available inside of our team website, which is www.bsetfreelife.com. bsetfreelife.com. Again, I checked I think there were there weren't too many left. I know 4 days ago there were 100, and I haven't even announced it on the corporate site yet or made a post on social media for it to open, which I promised I would do. And I'm going to do that probably either today or Monday, just to let people know that, that openness certainly exists there, and they can certainly come. So do yourself a ticket, a favor, be proactive and get yourself your ticket immediately. So that is Express University. That will take place in Charlotte, North Carolina next month, actually November. So it's not that far away. So welcome to the call. If you're joining us for the very first time, we've got a specific agenda scheduled for Fridays. Every Friday, we'd like to talk about our compensation plan and how our money is made. Now, if you haven't been with us over the course of the last several weeks, I will tell you we've been going through a kind of a historical background of the emergence and the creations of compensation plans and the development of compensation plans in network marketing, and how they transition from your Amway type of compensation plans, or your Melaleuca type of compensation plans, or your Unilevels, which really are not good type of compensation plans, to what we've created today with Isagenix. And I'm going to tell you, if you were on the phone or the Zoom presentation this past Tuesday with Kathy Cooper, she said something that she always says to Patty and I when we're together. And she said it to all of you. I don't know if you picked it up, if you were on a call. If you weren't on a call, what she always says to Patty and I, she goes, you guys, she says, I believe you guys became successful because, number one, you talk to everybody you bump into. But number two, you treat this company like you own this company. And she says, and she goes, and this is coming from one of the co-owners. And she goes, that's what people have to do to become successful in network marketing. And so when you speak about Isagenix and the company, always take it on in the first person, which means always talk about my company, my nutritional program, my, fitness program, or my opportunity. Always take it on in the first person. When you start to do that and you start to play that game with your mind, that game becomes a reality. I mean, you start to have the success and you start to be treated. You're going to start to be treated as if you're one of the owners of the company. I can't tell you enough. When Kathy, she called the other night and we had a conversation, and, she speaks just like we're partners. I mean, the conversations are they're not awestruck conversations. They're just like, what do we do? And what can we do? And what's my input? What's your input? And how we're going to tackle this? And we move forward in that campaign. When you start to understand the compensation plan, you get that much more excited about what we have to offer. You get that much more excited. Why? Because there's nothing out there right now in the networking industry that can compare. And when you talk about the networking industry, I will tell you, there are more and more business professionals that are not only investigating the potential of networking and how it works, but they're getting so fired up about it. Why? Because it offers them time freedom on top of unbelievable income. The potential to make unbelievable income is here. Some of the income we talk about is kind of like you almost don't want to talk about it because people don't believe it. They just initially can't think that high. You take the average person making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, and that's considered successful. But most people, even at that level, can't imagine making that type of money per month. They just can't. They just haven't been taught to think that high. In this environment, you will believe and think that high. Why? Because it's being done. It's being done. And just like Roger Bannister going out and breaking the 4-minute mile prior to anybody ever doing it, where a physician said it was impossible to do, the human body can't sustain running at that, that pace. It can't sustain the stress. It can't sustain the overload, if you will, on the human body. Roger Bannister said, I'm going to do it. And he ran out and became the first person to run the 4-minute mile. Do you know that the next year, high school kids all around the world just said fast got faster, and 21 kids broke the 4-minute mile the next year? What? Because the standard was set high by Roger Bannister. Well, the standard is being set high right now in Isagenix by some of the top leadership. They're starting to realize and they're starting to take on that ownership mentality of Isagenix, and they're going out there and they're making their dreams a reality. And when they start to make their dreams a reality, guess what happens? It gets inside of them and they get excited and they continue to push on. Look, it takes energy. I understand that. It takes, there's a lot of factors in the equation to determine the success of anybody in network marketing and in Isagenix, no question about it. But you know what? You can stack the odds up against you. You can stack the odds up for you, I guess I should say. You can make it in your favor by understanding, comprehending, and thinking what's going on. You see, when you talk about our compensation plan and the emergence of the Isagenix, compensation plan, which is, in my opinion, head and shoulders above any other network marketing company. And I hear all the time. I hear people ask me all the time, what about this company? Do you know anything about this company? Do you know anything about this company? And the answer is usually, yeah, I do, but, go and look it up. All these compensation plans are online. Go and do your research. Look, if you can't understand the differences in a macro sense between a unilevel and a binary or a matrix or a stair-step breakaway or a coded bonus, then how are you going to know, the ups and downs of a different company's compensation plan if you really don't know how they function? And so sometimes asking those questions might be a bit premature, but you can certainly go into their website and analyze different companies' compensation plans. I saw a compensation plan recently. Here's a true story. True story. Had a person in Isagenix on our team, pretty successful. And all of a sudden, they're out promoting something else. And so I'm scratching my head. I'm like, well, are they promoting it because they like the product? Are they promoting it because they think there's a huge opportunity? Come to find out, they think there's a huge opportunity there. And so I'm like, all right, I can, at least respect the fact that you think something is true. Let me investigate it. And I go in and I look at the compensation plan, and they say, it's just like ours. It's a binary. You have 2 legs. Here's what they don't tell you, or what they don't understand because they haven't realized it. It's a 50-50 matching bonus, which means they have to match up the volume on both teams, their left and their right, and they're only paid on whatever volume matches up. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there are no reentries. So you've got one position. Do you realize a company can offer you one position with the potential to earn $600,000 a month? or $200,000, whatever, $600,000 a month, knowing full well that very few people are ever going to do it. And so what they do is they'll put a unit level on the back end. Stay with me, please. This is so important because it's happening all the time, and some people are getting seduced to believe that this is a good thing. And so my response to these people, because I love them, and I said, look, here's what you're going to find. It's not a great compensation plan. You're going to find that the majority of the people who are having success in the company are going to promote the fact that the big money is going to be made on quote-unquote the back end, that unilevel. Understanding that the unilevel is like so 1980s. It's so, past performance. It's not a modern comp plan. The reason why companies utilize a unilevel on the back end is because the owners realize very few people are going to realize that dynamic. And so it benefits the owners of the company. Will it create a few examples of people who make great money? Absolutely. But for the most part, most people aren't going to make anything. That's the way it works. So whenever you see a binary in front and a unilevel on the back end, run from it. It's not a good compensation plan. Run from it. Also, if you just see a straight up unilevel, even worse. Unilevel means you're only paid on the people who follow your line of sponsorship. A lot of you are realizing other people in your organization, either in your left or right team, from people who were put in before you. Maybe your upline, or maybe somebody between your upline and you on that same leg, but they're above you on that placement tree, and they are putting people below you. You don't get that dynamic in the unilevel. In the unilevel, you have to begin by placing people in the placement tree on your own. And so nothing happens on either leg, on any of these legs. The unilevel usually consists of a minimum of 3 legs, not 2, 3. But those legs are not created or even initiated until you place somebody in there personally. So there's no real team building dynamic when you think about it. Ours has a tremendous team building dynamic. Unilevels actually cap you out at certain levels and generations. You've got to qualify to earn down level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. And if you don't qualify, guess what? You don't earn on those levels. But even if you max out the qualification, and you can earn a level whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Even if you max out those qualifications, you're still limited to those levels. In other words, other people can emerge in the organization down past those generations and levels, become the biggest people in the company, and you're paid 0. You don't even collect on the volume that they generate, even though you are the initial causal factor of their existence in your compensation plan. You initiated the lineage that brought them in. But because they're beyond the level and beyond the generation, you don't get paid. So many people don't understand that. It's a big war cry for me. I want people to understand it because they'll be less susceptible to compensation plan seduction. They'll be less susceptible to it. If they only knew. If they only knew how these play out. And so when you look at the Isagenix compensation plan, here's some things you need to know, because there are new people on the line. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about, this progression or this evolution of these compensation plans and how Isagenix is like the creme de la creme right now in the industry worldwide. It's exciting. It's very exciting. When Kathy Cooper spoke on the phone the other night, there's some things that Patty and I picked up on that probably some of you didn't pick up on, but when we asked her about the future of the company and where the company is going over the course of the next couple of years, she said some things that were exciting. If you have an opportunity to go back and listen to it again. Our international global expansion is going to start to occur. There are people on the face of this planet who understand the power of this compensation plan, and we're not even in their countries yet. We're not in those countries yet, and they're waiting. And when you start to figure out, and these are professional networkers, they know the industry. I mean, it's widely accepted in a lot of these countries. And guess what? Because of that, we get excited about it, but some of us lose the fact or the understanding that really we haven't even scratched the surface in the United States. Patty Cooper went to, I don't know, it sounded like a neighborhood function out in where she was, Lake Tahoe, when she did the call. And she ran into some people, and they started talking, and she told them what she did because they asked, and they said, I never heard of the company. They never heard of us. And a lot of people fall into that category. They just never heard of Isagenix. I like that. I don't know about you, but Patty and I love that because we know inevitably it'll become bigger than, Herbalife, bigger than, potential of becoming bigger than, Amway or New Skin or, heck, we're probably bigger than Melaleuca right now, but it becomes the potential to be an international giant. And so how do we make money with it? Number one, we use the product. That's the first thing. Believe it or not, in the compensation plan, one of the first things you need to understand is that if you don't have a belief in our product line, chances are you're not going to get excited about it and spread that belief with anybody else. And so to get belief, I always instruct new people, look, it's very simple. Just put the product into your body. 2 shakes every single day. You'll learn how to use the Ionic Supreme. You'll learn how to use the Cleanse for Life. I don't have to teach you how to eat a snack. You'll know how to eat snacks. You'll know how to eat the weight bins. You'll know how to eat the slim cakes. You'll know how to eat the bars. We don't have to teach people how to do that. What we need to condition people to do initially when they get started is take 2 shakes a day. So I'm talking to you personally right now because if you don't have the level of understanding and excitement, you need to start to consume some product. These products are unbelievable. You put them into your body changes. Just like that. It just changes. Instantaneously. Like in a day. Patty says it best. She goes, you look and feel different immediately. Your body understands it immediately. You look different in days. You feel different in days. It's the first part of our compensation plan, consumption of the product. And then what happens is you start to get excited about it, A, or B, you get a result, which becomes very compelling evidence to other people, and people start to inquire, what are you doing? And you start to share it with them. As you share it with them, and this is not a connecting call, I'm not going to go through the sharing process, but as you share it with them, and they want to use the product, all they have to do is set up an account. You help them set up an account. There's the terminology, enrollment. You conduct an enrollment. So you enroll these new people. Now, let me give you a little heads up on simplification of the enrollment process. Ready for this? If the company is open, call the company to have them do the enrollment for you. It takes time to do it on the computer. Yes, I think, there are times that you're going to need to do it just to understand the process. But Patty and I, if we have an enrollment, we call the company. We say, hey, so-and-so, hi, yeah, so hey, Herb, how you doing? I'm great. Listen, can you do an enrollment for me? And let them handle the burden of the responsibility of the enrollment process. And so now they're doing the enrollment. Well, for every single person you bring on board, the company pays you a small finder's fee. We call that finder's fee a product introductory bonus. And it differs depending upon what package you start people off with. It'll range from $10 all the way up to $150. $10 to $150. Now, here's the exciting part. Most people are bringing people on board. On this team, we're doing our analysis right now. I still believe the best package is the ultimate package. It wholesales for $10.99. There's nothing that these people are not going to get. They'll get everything. It'll give them a good assessment of the program. Got a text yesterday of somebody who was real excited. Why? This person wants to come in. And she went online and she goes, and she determined herself, I want the $10.99 package because it has most of the stuff in there. And when somebody says that, yeah, it's exciting. They're picking a great package. They're going to expose themselves to most of the product in the product line. Picking the greatest package. Well, when you start somebody off with that ultimate package, you receive $150. $150. Now, let's say, you haven't gotten to the point where your confidence level is high enough to start people off with that ultimate package. You'll start them off with what? Maybe a value pack. Now, the value pack wholesales for $5.59. If they start off with a value pack, then you get $80. I think it's $80, Patty. Is it $80? Yes, it's $80. So you get $80. here's the nice thing about these product introductory bonuses. The nice thing is that as you enroll more than one person per week, the product introductory bonus per person that you enroll gets doubled. In other words, if you enroll 2 people with the value pack, let's say, and let's say you have an $80 product introductory bonus. Well, 2 people increases that $80 to $160 per person, or you make $320 for just bringing 2 people on board. And then every other person thereafter. So that's the first bonus. And we always teach people, look, when you bring people in, you're going to get rewarded for that. Product introductory bonuses are so important. Isagenix has put $40 million in what we call the front end of this compensation plan. Front end means things that new people can do and capture almost immediately, like these product introductory bonuses. Teach people how to do it, and they'll do it all the time. And they'll get excited about the product introductory bonus. So when you bring these people on board, now there's some decisions that need to be made because you really have a strategy that you want to fulfill. And so the strategy becomes, how do you build out these legs? And so the first thing we teach people is, look, you have to become a consultant. You know, they even added an extra step recently. When you enroll a new person and set up their account, everybody is a customer first. Everyone is a customer first. What does that mean? What that means is, throwing some this coffee here. What that means is, as they come on board, they're not associates. They have their account, it's set up, they can order products to customers. In order for them to transition into an associate, they have to go onto their website that they're issued when they set up the account and watch a video that's 3 minutes and 26 seconds long. 3 minutes and 26 seconds long. So they watch the video and then put in their social security number, and voila, they're an associate. Remember the days when people say, I can't get people's social security numbers? Well, you don't have to anymore. I can remember, I just have a deja vu. We were speaking about this maybe a year ago, how the day is going to come where you're not going to be required to ask a person for the social security number. That day is here. You don't have to ask for the social security number. They've got to go in and put it in themselves in their back office as they watch that video. Once they watch the video, bang, instantaneously, they become an associate. It's a very important step that a lot of you need to understand. Some people that you enroll are not becoming associates, so you're not fulfilling the requirements of some of the parts of the compensation plan because of that. You have to instruct people how to do it. Once they become an associate, the clock starts ticking. You see, there are advancement bonuses that are in place with Isagenix. As you advance, bring on new customers and become consultant. First step, right? Become a consultant. Remember the days we speak about acing the program? They don't go away. You still have to do that. ACE is an acronym that stands for associate. That's what you are when you watch the video and activate your business center. The C stands for consultant. That's bringing on 2 people, which have to be placed one on the left and one on the right. Has to be done in that order. Well, you can place one on the right, one on the left. The point is one on each side. So you have to put one on each side. You advance to the consultant level. The next step in that acronym, ACE, is executive. What does executive mean? Executive means, and this, stay with me if you're new. If you're new, just stay with me. Executive means you've effectively set up 5 people on your left side and 5 people on your right side who all became consultants. Or in other words, 5 people on your left who have gotten 2, and 5 people on your right who have gotten 2. So 5 and 5. You get it? So you get 5 people who become consultants on your left, 5 people who become consultants on the right. So not everybody does this. Believe it or not, as simple as it may seem, not everybody accomplishes this. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of money to be made on becoming an executive. Why? Because even in the process of doing so, there are advancement bonuses that you collect along the way. And so you enroll one person on your left, one person on the right, right? You become a consultant. The company gives you a one-time advancement bonus called they call that the consultant advancement bonus. You became a consultant. You enroll one on your left, one on your right, so you get a $50 bonus, one-time $50 bonus. Now, as you help those people become consultants, and so one of your people goes out and gets two people who become associates as well. They become a consultant. The company pays you for them becoming a consultant $100. So every time somebody that you personally enroll into Isagenix turns around and enrolls their mother, brother, sister, aunt, enrolls two, you get $100 for their activity. They'll collect the product introductory bonus, but you'll receive $100 up to the first 20 people that you've enrolled that become consultants. That's an extra $2,000 in your pocket. You've begun to leverage yourself through the efforts of other people. And in this society today, that's how wealth is created, when you can figure out a way to leverage your efforts through other people. So now you've got these people who are duplicating the process. Your one left, one right, all of a sudden gets two. They become consultants. You now progress to your second advancement, and there's an advancement bonus there. It's called the manager level. Now you're a manager, and there's a one-time bonus of $250 for doing that. You see, to become a manager, really the burden of the responsibility is not just on you, but there's other people that you're going to enroll who will duplicate the process. There are people on this line right now who have come on board on their own. They're enrolling machines. Really, on their own. They're just enrolling machines. Well, their enroller is the beneficiary of some of their activity because it helps them advance. That $250 manager bonus is a big deal. It has to be done within 60 days of activating your associate account. It's a big deal. So now you have one on the left and one on the right who've gotten two. They've duplicated exactly what you've done. And you say to yourself, well, that's pretty cool. Every time I bring somebody in, I get a bonus. Every time these people get two, I get a bonus. As I fulfill one on the left, one on the right, getting two, I get a bonus. Now if I can get, so now you have two people who are consultants. Now if you can get four more people to become consultants, and it doesn't matter what side they're on, you get the next advancement bonus. And I believe you have 4 months to do that. I believe it's 4 months, 60, 100, I think it's 120 days, correct. You advance to the director level. The director level means you've personally enrolled 6 people who've gotten 2 people. You've personally enrolled 6 people who've gotten 2 people. There's a one-time bonus of $750 for doing that if you do it within 120 days, 4 months, 120 days. So you collect on that bonus. Then you start to realize, man, this whole thing is contingent upon not only my ability to bring people in personally, but bringing some people in personally who can duplicate the process. Can they bring people in personally as well? And can I teach them? Can I, accelerate that process? And when you start to figure out you can because you are, then you say, man, I've gotten 6. All I need is 4 more. I really only need 5 on the left and 5 on the right who've gotten 2. And once you do that and the company gives you, I think it's 6 months. I want to say 6 months to hit the executive level, they pay you a one-time bonus of $1,000 for hitting that. This on top of all of the product introductory bonuses, on top of all of the consultant creation bonuses, and it's on top of the cycles you see as every single person comes into either your left or the right. Volume is accumulated on one of those 2 legs. And every single time, the company's computer system, and it's tracked daily. Every single time the company's computer system recognizes 300 points on one side, offset by 600 points on another, you earn 1 unit of pay off of that volume. Here's the word you'll love hearing in the future in Isagenix, in this whole compensation plan. A cycle. That's the big word. A cycle is only a unit. It's really a word for a unit of pay. They pay you every time 300 points are created on one side, offset by 600 on the other. And here's the nice part about it. It doesn't matter who creates the volume. If it's you, somebody you've personally enrolled, or somebody in that organization, or one of those two legs who you have no idea how they got there, but they're there. You collect all the volume. Doesn't matter if they're on level 3 or level 300,000. It does not matter. This is where I talk about no levels and no generation. This is where it becomes really exciting. I'm talking really exciting, because you can start to see this volume start to accumulate, and you can accelerate the process. And if you're doing it on your own, well, start it on your own. I hear it all the time. People, I'm on the inside. My upline's not doing it. Look, stop crying about it. Take action. You want something to change? Take some action. Don't think that we can't relate to it. When Patty and I came on board, we didn't have enough upline bringing people into our organization at all, but we knew something. Here's what excited us. Not the potential of our upline bringing people into our organization. What excited us is that we were in compensation plans before, where we had to build 12 teams that every month had to qualify with a certain amount of volume. And if that volume wasn't there on those 12 teams, we'd fall out of qualification. Here we saw 2 teams, and it didn't matter what level people were on. Unlimited volume on the left and unlimited volume on the right. Oh, there's a strategy for doing that. Want to know what the strategy is? Somebody texted me this just the other day. She goes, Herb, I'm hearing people talk about this, and this, and building this compensation plan, and they're saying that you and Patty say, I've been doing one left, one right, but you and Patty say to stack the leg. What should I do? You know what my answer was? Stack. Stack one leg. Think about that for a second. If you stack one leg and you're building an organization down one leg, might not get paid the cycles. But I'll tell you what you're doing. You're eliminating the 2/3 requirement of a 1/3, 2/3 binary. Once that 2/3 requirement is eliminated and you go to your other leg, you'll focus on your other leg. That's why we call it a focus leg. That's why we call it a focus leg. And I'll tell you, if you were building your focus leg, even if you had a leg, a huge leg, team leg, and you came to me and I wanted to team up with you, and you said, I'll give you an option. You go my team leg or my focus leg. And I said, what's your focus leg mean? And you said, 100% of my efforts are going to be on my focus leg. All my enrollments are going on my focus leg. I think I would choose to go on your focus leg, because I'm looking to work with you. That's why people come on board. They like the people that are introducing them. Don't put me on the other leg where none of the people you're bringing on board, I'm not going to get excited about, because they're not going to be on my team. I want to be on your focus leg. So it's genius, guys. It's just genius how it works. There's really no downfall on what side people go on at all once you understand the terminology and the verbiage. You want to put me on the team leg? Yeah, I'm going to put you on the team leg. What does that mean? That means that, everybody who comes in through the people before me and me that go on that leg, go on your leg. Oh, okay, I'm cool with that. Or I'm going to put you on your focus leg. I'm going to put you on my focus leg. What does that mean? That means that I'm focusing 100% of my efforts on that leg. Everybody I bring is going on that focus leg. That's where I want to be. The win-win situation regardless of what leg I come on. But once you've gotten to the executive level and have fulfilled the requirements of becoming an executive, have 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right, it opens up the door to a whole lot of bonuses. You have the executive pools on a monthly basis. There are pools. You can go in and figure out how much money these people are making off of these pools. I think it's ridiculous. But you know what? We're not sending it back. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. Do they even know what leg they're on? Yeah, once they're enrolled, there's a little, somebody just texted me and said, do they even know what leg they're on? And the answer is, of course they do. Of course they do. Because there's a little placement tree in their back office when they log on. They can see their box, and they can see. Wait, need to know if they're on your boat. They don't need to know. Somebody's asking me if they need to know that they're on the team leg or focus leg, and they really don't need to know. Some people may reach out and ask, what side are you putting me on? The answer could be simple. I'm putting you on your left. I'm putting you on my right. It could be simple like that. They might not know the difference between the two. It's not that we're trying to be evasive or hide that information from these people. You want to be forthcoming and tell them exactly what you're doing. So, but, they can go into their back office and look at their placement tree and see what leg they're on by looking at the little arrow on top of their box of the placement tree. Very simple to do. Very simple to do. I'm excited. I'm excited because there are so many people on board. Look, we've got a small team that we just incentivized. Small team that we just incentivized. By the end of the month, the first person who enrolls 8 people are going to receive a bonus. This is a small team. We put it out because there's a focus on this team that we want to initiate excitement, and it's working. They're producing. They're getting it. They're getting it. We also said not only the first person who enrolls 8 people before the end of the month, but everybody on the team who enrolls 6 people before the end of the month, we're going to give a bonus. On top of everything that the company has given you, we're going to give a bonus. See, it's a win-win situation. Nobody loses. Nobody loses if they all go for it. It's time that people, and in the process of going for it, they're going to start to understand the dynamics of the rest of this compensation plan. We should probably, Patty, I don't know if you're still on. Patty's still on. We should probably do a call regarding these compensations. There are people in this organization who I think are brilliant at the explanation of compensation plans, the details of this compensation plan. I'm talking brilliant, a lot better than I am. But you see, I don't think the specifics have to be spoken about all of the time. Today I went into the specifics because I promised Matt last night that I would a little bit of the specifics. But more times than none, when I speak about the compensation plan, I'm going to speak about the differences between what we have versus what other companies have. How we've evolved in the industry to be really the best compensation plan you're going to find out there. There's been an evolution, and we are the best. The best of the best. We are the best of the best in the entire industry. Entire industry. As we speak. I challenge people to find a better compensation plan all of the time, and it hasn't been done in 10 years. That's why I stay excited about what's going on with Isagenix. I love the fact that a lot of you are getting it, even the young people on our team. They're getting it right now. They're getting it. They're starting to believe, hope, and dream for futures where they're not going to be slaves to companies or bosses or jobs. They're going to experience total freedom by what Isagenix has to offer. Guys, I hope it made sense to you. I hope, you were exposed to some great information today that'll give you a little bit more encouragement to go out there and share the opportunity with other people. Again, if you have not registered for the Express University coming up, you ought to do so as soon as possible because it will be sold out, I'm predicting, by Wednesday. So God bless everybody. Take care. Go out and ask yourself, who can I help today, and make it a reality. Bye, guys.